Hello, Sagittarius. It's Sonia of True Like I bring your August 2018 angel reading and energy forecast. Wow, interesting messages definitely coming through for you. Sorry this is a little late, but there's two awesome reasons. First is to announce my Energy Foundations course is now online. Yes! Number two is that we have an August 11th eclipse that is so powerful and important for what's going to shake up and come up for you. So this energy is specific to that eclipse to give you the guidance, the love, the nurturing, the security that you need. So ultimately, we're going to tap into cards specific to what that eclipse is going to do for you and your energies, what you can do about those energies to make this an opportunity, stepping into your own power here, and then ultimately what will come out of that if you should do it. So we'll see that for the eclipse, your love, your career, and your personal growth. So starting out with a little bit of astrology right now, we are under Mercury retrograde until August 18th in the sign of Leo. So kind of they're saying be incredibly patient and consistent, because I feel like the Mars energy, there's a lot around boundaries. Lots. For most people, there is a huge component right now about both spiritual boundaries and personal boundaries, about saying, listen, it's not okay to keep mistreating me. You know what? I'm kind of seeing your passive aggressive behavior. Guess what? It's sugar-coated aggression. It's still aggression. Like, you're sending me your hate because you can't handle it. And I've got a habit of taking that in, and then, I eat up your hate, and then I hate all myself for letting you do that to me. I can't control you. That doesn't make sense. There's a real shake-up for you in your energy. This eclipse on August 11th, let's just dive right in. They're really moving forward fast for you. They say the eclipse is going to bring about your imbalances. This is imbalances in career and taking on too much responsibility. You are way too responsible. In the way of, it's good to be responsible for your own stuff, but be kind to yourself when you can't fulfill that, okay? When you're honestly taking actions to try to get it done and you just don't. That's fine. The issue's more in the responsibilities you take on for other people, and that you need to have more fun. And where that comes in is especially in your romantic partnerships. Okay? So the advice here, how do you make an opportunity? This is going to come to surface. This is the hand you're being dealt. Now, what can you do to make this an opportunity? The advice here is that you explore your romantic relationships to understand where you take on responsibility for the actions or inactions of other people. I'm hearing some of you need to really do some research to understand what gaslighting is. And again, I'm a psychic, not a psychologist. I can give you the information. I really recommend that you go out there and do your own research. And if it fits for you, there's a lot of, material to help guide you. So gaslighting in overall is a form of invalidating you. Okay? It's like, I put the paper on the table, you moved it. No, I didn't. And they make you think that you did and that you're crazy for it. Or that their behavior is somehow your responsibility. The only reason I did that is because you did this, and that made me do that, and that made me be late. No, not unless you're directly sabotaging another human being. I purposely ran your tank down, drop your car off at work, and then you had no choice but to push the car to the gas station. You know what I mean? There's no reason for you to be responsible for the actions or inactions, okay, or the lack of responsibility that somebody else has in your life. Understand that. Get clear about that. That's what this retrograde's asking you to do, because you can be free, okay? You're getting caught up in this. You've had this pattern for a long time. You grew up with it, actually. Here's the deal. You grew up with it, and the way that you felt connected, secure, safe was to solve mom and dad's fighting by doing all the work for them and fixing their relationship. That's what I feel like some of you are dealing with. So either way, what they're saying for you in this eclipse is to really be free. Use your courage to change your situation. Okay? This is ultimately what will come out of it. Look at your relationship, clear up the junk, get clear on what's yours, what's not. And this will help you in a big, big way. If you need some help with that core confidence, where it's like when your relationship goes bad, if you feel differently about yourself and all of your life feels upside down, that's not a great thing. It means that that has too much power over you and your life. What you need to do to really step into your opportunity is to ultimately process the negative thoughts and feelings you have, so that you don't have any energy blocks or need to repeat that lesson. So you process the emotion, integrate the lesson, things are done. You know what I mean? And then from there, if you're able to get to a place where you have core confidence, what that means is, you can feel upset about the situation over there, but how you feel about yourself is confident and self-loving, and how you feel about the rest of your life feels pretty good, even if that situation's not great. For manifesting, what that does is it gives you the ability to attract the solution that you need over there, but your main vibration is high because it's self-loving and life is good. That is what you're going to manifest more of, okay? My online foundation course, check it out. Link will be below, and if you don't find it, leave me a comment and I'll provide you with all the details. So ultimately, what's happening in your love life, I hear so much noise. So you're getting a lot of audible kind of information coming to you, maybe more than what you can process. Because it says it is about you getting to work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. We talked about that with the retrograde, where like you're just dealing with too many things, right? And you're trying to, sort and be responsible for everybody. And they're saying, get a little more training and education on what's your responsibility and what's not. Yeah, it kind of sucks when things don't get done and everyone kind of suffers for it, but guess what? Discomfort is the number one motivator for many people, okay? This eclipse is really bringing that about for a lot of us, to not take on the responsibility of other people. There's a lot of people out there who just don't know how to, I guess, self-manage or do their own thing. They didn't get the tool set. Maybe they're unaware. Maybe they're not, on a spiritual path. And now you're saying, no, actually, that's not my responsibility. This is my truth. This is my center. You know what I mean? And I leave that for you. So ultimately, to really make the opportunity out of all that information is to take more rest. And what they're saying is quiet time, meditation. If you're asking questions, because they got a lot of audible information, psychic energy, you're asking the wrong questions about your relationships, in the way of asking, why am I here? Why do they keep doing this? You feel like you need to be validated. It just not completely what you need to do. You need to have a brief understanding of the problem, and then you need to get super focused, like leave that alone, and then get super focused the rest of the day on your solution, and asking, what's it going to take to develop an interdependent relationship, meaning I know what's mine and my responsibility, right? And they know what their responsibility is. When you focus forward and ask the right questions about that, instead of why am I here and why did this happen again, what happens is that you find that the directions back to where you are, which is not where you want to be anymore. So ask questions on how to get to your new destination. Okay, I'd highly recommend looking into interdependent relationships. Finally, what will happen is that you'll get some peace. If you follow this advice through meditation, processing the information, process how you're feeling, integrate the lessons that you have, what you're going to do is come to a place of peace, inner guidance, let go and let God, knowing that you can't really change other people, that you can only give them the guidance and information, but it's up to them to utilize it, right? If you were to stop doing something for somebody, would the situation completely deteriorate? Meaning that they're completely reliant and dependent on you? That's okay if they're children, because that you're supposed to do. But if they're a full-grown adult now, it does not matter if they're your child. It is time to support them in being their own independent individual, okay? Interdependent relationships, not codependent, dependent. Interdependent is the ultimate goal. You'll have peace, you'll let go, let God, and that creates massive change for you down the road. In the way of career, you're actually getting a lot of good resources available to you. So I feel like more resources than you know what to use. It's kind of like you get the budget, or you have a lot of budget left that you have to now spend for the rest of the year. And now you're like, oh, what do I do? But there are some of you who are actually getting a promotion, some recognition, some kind of bonuses, some really good stuff coming for you. How do you make the most of it is to make a plan. Okay, they're saying optimize this. If this is where things are moving forward the best way possible, the most return, This is where things are just going to flow and be easier for you, as long as you make a plan, and things will work out as expected. So so you're going to have to make some change in your personal life. So allow that, energy over there. Use and go with the flow, and allow the most opportunity to flow out of your career as naturally as it can. And ultimately what will happen is that you're able to have a sense of freedom to seek out magic in life. Being aware of how you feel in your situations, your relationships, you can see where the dynamic of how you give is really successful for you in the way of your career, but it's not creating the successful relationship you want. And that's okay. What it ultimately is showing you is that your heart is asking you to grow into a new form of relationship. It's time to mature your relationship tools, okay? Your relationship skills. Ultimately, we go into your personal growth. So now that your relationships are done, your career is done, what do you need to feel fulfilled? And for you, it's about making some very clear decisions. And I feel like about yourself, this is about if you're getting a lot of anxiety just below the rib cage, okay, that's your solar plexus. That is the relationship you have to yourself, okay? A lot of times we have anger, shame, okay, that will sit here. It's also about our actions. So if we're having a hard time being actionable about setting forth our boundaries, speaking our needs, having them met, you may be blaming yourself, and you're feeling that, especially in your stomach, and feeling nauseous or sick. That is pretty well what is coming about. So what you need to know is that the situation doesn't serve you. The way things are currently going just doesn't serve you. You have to release yourself from the outcome. You can't force other people and other situations to change. What it is about understanding how to set healthy boundaries. You can check out my webpage for a blog on personal boundaries and spiritual boundaries. There's a 2-part. That will help you understand about what's your responsibility, and, allowing yourself to honor that, and if others choose not to, you have to release yourself from the outcome. The ultimate result of that is that you will finally have justice. Some of the situation that you're in was created by you. Okay, but you can have balance. You can have things come back to you. Just the same as you're used to doing things a certain way, so are other people. And it takes, just as you may not like what you have to do for your change, others feel the same kind of resistance. So honor and love that, but step into this in a way that gives you the ability to love, honor, and really appreciate yourself. So now that we've done your angel reading and energy forecast, I'd love to give you a little more guidance on, or information. They're saying guidance. That's interesting. So some of you really do need this course, is what I call my Energy Foundations course. It's the number one tool that I actually use for myself. I'm an empath, a psychic, and just, former codependent, let's say, or recovering codependent, meaning that I was so focused on other people's problems and helping other people and solving their stuff, and not really being clear about what my responsibilities were and what other people should be doing, and I wasn't sure on how to get results. This was ultimately the number one tool that I developed, both for myself and my coaching clients, who saw massive and pretty immediate results. This course is really about living from a full cup. And it's not about what you're putting in the cup, but rather whether or not your cup has a hole. Okay? So this is about your foundation. That hole is an energy block. Ultimately, it's an emotion that needs to be felt and a lesson that needs to be integrated. When you have that block, when life pours into you, you're not feeling fulfilled, or you're not feeling fulfilled for long. You may also be using an exhaustive amount of energy being put out just to make things happen, including using your own energy to get other people to do the things that they should be doing themselves. Well, this course helps you to, number one, put your energy and your thoughts and emotions at the center of your own world. So if you're codependent or empathic, you're not allowing other people's energy to filter in through that hole. You're closing that space so that you are feeling fulfilled and connected to yourself in the moment. With this, you're able to process the negative thoughts and emotions that come about in a healthy way, without it becoming your dominant vibration or worrying it's going to manifest more. You're actually getting them out of the way so you don't have to worry about them continuing these negative patterns and repeats. With that, ultimately, you're learning how to feel, instead of having, that situation over there and how you're being treated by other people, you're feeling bad about yourself and beating yourself up, and the rest of your life feels pretty broken. With this course, what you're going to do is build core confidence, where you're able to love and feel confident about yourself, and life feels pretty good, even if that situation over there doesn't feel so great. So you're able to honor how you feel about that, but you're able to feel good about the rest of your life and yourself. Ultimately, what you're doing is building a very strong, loving foundation that will attract to you more compassionate, loving people and situations. If you're interested in learning more, I highly recommend that you head on over to Gumroad. The link is in the details. Again, if you don't find the link, please just leave me a comment and I'll answer any questions or give you the details that is required. For some of you, you might be looking for some one-on-one guidance. As a angel reader, I have a very special gift in being able to identify, working with the angels, where you've been, where you are, and where you're headed currently, and quite accurately. If you're not going to be happy with where you're going, or you're not going to achieve the goals that you have, the angels will guide you so that you can change your course or change what you're doing so you ultimately reach a good goal and be happy with it. If that's tool sets or skill sets, they'll bring through that kind of guidance as well. If you're interested, simply reach out and I'd be more than happy to book a session with you. So if I don't hear from you, I look forward to seeing you again in September with your next angel reading and energy forecast. And ciao for now.